Mr. One Kenobi, sir. Where did he go? How did I miss? What is wrong with this thing? What the hell is that?
Yeah, we got the beer in the shop. No one will suspect a thing. No, thank you for the donation.
You'll hear us. Just do exactly as I say and you'll make it out of this alive, I promise. Shh. Put the scream all over your face right now.
What? No!
Right now.
Stop it!
There's no time to explain. You wanna die, Jeff? Come on, get up. On the face.
What is this?
It's quantum cream. Prevents time burns.
Burns?
Yeah, from the time machine, Jeff. From the time machine.
Why aren't you putting this on?
How do you think I got here? Follow me.
Yeah.
Stay low.
Okay.
On my mark. 3, 2, 1. Come on.
Okay.
Shit! Get down. That's one of them. We gotta take him out.
What? Me?
I'm the brains. You're the brawn, remember?
I can't fight him. He's just some guy.
We want to get through that time machine. We gotta get through him. There's no time to explain, Jeff. Just go! Get the calculator!
Okay. Oh my goodness. What are we doing?
This is it. I'll be going first.
That's the time machine?
No, it's a mini fridge. Yes, it's a time machine, Jeff! Wake the fuck up and get me inside! I've set it to go 10 minutes back, all right? I'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
You gotta go this way, and then you gotta... Oh, wait, hold on. No, that wasn't right.
Oh my God.
Get down here.
What the hell is going on?
We're 10 minutes in the past. 10 minutes from our target.
No, you need to tell me what that time machine is and why the guy was trying to kill me.
It's a time machine. It travels you back in time. And number
No,
two,
no,
kill his friend.
no!
There's no time to waste. Just put this on.
Why didn't you just set it to 15 minutes back so we'd have 5 minutes to talk?
Come on!
Is that me?
Well, yeah. 10 minutes from the past, you.
What am I doing out here?
Man, don't you get it yet? We're all just characters in a video. Everything you know is a lie. Free will, fate, we're just pawns in their game. We gotta break out.
Really?
Well, also those are aliens. We gotta kill them and take their spaceship. Use the wand. Jeff. The safety's on. Jeff, the safety's on. Jeff. Jeff. Jeff, the safety's on. Oh, God! Come on, man! We gotta get the spaceship! All right. You know how to drive one of these things, right?
Let me guess.
What are you doing, man? You gotta hit the button. What button?
Today, my job is to make my friends blow up.
Police officer gets out. Looks at me and says, "Sir."
Dude, chill. We're about to take out literally the biggest criminals in town.
Yes, and we are the biggest crime-fighting duo. Look, we just need to close the deal. Okay, we get in, we get the illegal merch, and then we scram.
Brett,
It's me, man.
you got what we're looking for?
What's that?
Serious firepower.
Good. Hey, check it out, man. It's not gonna bite you. Come on. Now this is a .9 mil, 30-round mag. Now if you want to start a war, you're gonna want this by your side. It's hella illegal though.
Very.
So for my end of the deal, shit, man. For that much, you can have the whole lot of them.
That's all right, man. We just need
Nah, man, my crew's already locked and loaded. We're good.
Hey, no. We'll take them. Yeah? So we have a deal.
Yeah, my hands are full though.
Gotcha.
Aw, you son
I'm out of ammo. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Ah! Ah, God!
Hands up, you piece of trash!
It's over. Turn around.
God!
You killed my partner, you son of a bitch.
Oh, you're gonna kill me too? You don't have what it takes.
I got better things in store for you.
Great work, boys. Taking those fools out was no small feat. I knew I could count on the biggest cops to handle the biggest crime.
Thanks a lot, Chief. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, well, you know what? You boys should take the day off. That's an order. What that brain?
It's supposed to be just a guy getting shot in the head, but...
Larry, stop fidgeting.
I'm sorry, I can't put it down.
I confiscate that thing from a student because he can't put it down. Now my own husband can't put it down. Gee, Manetti! It's like I'm married to a child.
Where did you even hear about this dude?
Internet? First you make me come here, and now you're trying to control how I cope with my therapy session?
Session?
Yes. It's a term I just coined. It refers to the time just before a couple's therapy appointment. The anticipation of this session has got me stressing. Therapy stressing.
Are you sure this guy's in like a children's therapist or something?
Pretty sure.
Okay, because if he's not, then it seems like he might be a little immature, don't you think?
Okay, so now you're psychoanalyzing our therapist that we haven't even met yet. Just let the man live his life.
Give it a chance, Larry. This could be our relationship's renaissance.
Our relationship is not in the Dark Ages. And I am not gonna have some random quack shrink pick my brain like it's his nose.
Ew! Larry!
Okay, look, I still don't understand why we're here. Our relationship is fine.
Couples therapy isn't just for critically endangered relationships.
What are we even gonna talk about?
It's whatever you want. It's your time. You can say whatever's on your mind.
Being so weird.
Listen, Shelley told me this guy's a great therapist. His practices are a little unique, but he gets great results.
Unique?
It's the moment you've been waiting for. New patients, do you? How do?
What? I am so good.
Wonderful to hear. My name is Dr. Pagani, and you are?
I'm Sloan.
I'm Corbin.
Hello, doctor. My name is Dot, and this is my husband, Larry.
Oh, it's just you.
Yeah, it's just me.
Ah, tartar sauce. Well, it is lovely to see you again, Elliot.
Likewise.
Mitchell couldn't make it today.
What's that way?
Well, you know that we can't do a couples therapy session without both halves of the couple present.
No, please. This would be the third consecutive week that we cancel the session, and there's a lot of stuff I really need to talk through.
Well, then I think it might be time to deem you one of my individual session clients from here on out. Is that all right with you?
I guess.
Great! Well then, you shall be my client, and your boyfriend shall be not unlike those faceless adult figures from older cartoons.
Oh, does that make me Charlie Brown?
I think that it's telling that out of all the older cartoon characters, you chose to be Charlie Brown. Interesting pick. All right, now, one thing you have to understand in couples therapy is that my client is not the individual. It's not Larry or Dot, it's the relationship itself. So, in order to set the relationship apart, I like to establish a ship name during the first session, or as I like to call it, a fusion name.
Okay.
All right, so Sloan and Corbin makes Slorbin. Yeah, let's try again. Dot and Larry makes Dory. like everyone's favorite forgetful fish. Well, that is just adorable, and I stand by what I just said. I don't take it back, no regrets. Corbin and Sloan makes corn. I love it.
I hate it.
Character differences shining through already. Makes for a very fascinating story. All right, Elliot, first things first. Do you how do?
Great, not.
What's wrong?
Everything.
Well, what's going on?
Nothing good.
Okay, let's go back to the past. Samurai Jack. Have you ever been to therapy before? I hope you have a better memory than that other Dory. That one I do regret.
No, not that I can think of. However, my brother Morty is pretty good at giving exceptional advice. He's not certified.
I've never been, and neither has this one.
I wasn't done, Larry.
Your brother doesn't qualify as a therapist. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here with our problems.
You guys give me classic Fred and Wilma vibes.
Which one of us is Wilma?
I have. Parents got divorced in middle school.
This is a first for me.
Yeah, I went to therapy early in high school.
What for?
I wasn't feeling good.
Any particular reasons?
I don't know. I don't know, it was a long time ago.
And what brings you here today?
Okay, you know those people who build bomb shelters in their backyard, forever preparing for the apocalypse, even when there's nothing significant going on? That's basically my theory about why Sloan brought us here.
Debunked. I just noticed he had trouble opening up to people and thought this would be good practice for all the relationships in his life.
What?
What?
You made that judgment about me? Who are you to do that when our relationship basically just started?
Oh, Sloan, that is classic Stephen Court's universe in episode 25 of season 4, I Am My Mom, when he turns himself over to the gem homeworld without consulting the crystal gems, even though he and Connie have been practicing for months on how to tackle issues as a duo.
I'm my mom. I'm Rose Quartz. Steven? No, don't. Steven!
But Corbin, he has a point. Therapy isn't just where people go when something needs to be fixed.
If nothing needs fixing, then this seems like a waste of money. You don't call a plumber to have them look at your pipes if your water's running fine, unless you're like, hey, you know what I feel like doing today? I feel like throwing my money in a trash can.
All right, okay. Settle down, Mr. Krabs.
Well, it's just... Do you mind me saying?
No, of course not. I don't mind. Why would I mind? You're your own person. You explain why we're here.
Yes, tell us. What's up, Dot? Oh! I'm such a bad.
Oh, so I've been sensing a disconnect that started a few months ago.
So the fusion doesn't seem to be as strong as of late.
Yes, I suppose.
So I have a friend that I always go to when I have a problem, and basically every conversation with her ends with, I think you should see a therapist, or you too should see a therapist. So, this is me taking her advice.
I see. What do you usually talk about with your friend?
We talk about everything together.
What topics of conversation usually lead to your friend recommending that you see a therapist?
I feel anything can lead there, to be honest.
Why don't you rattle a few off the old noggin?
My state of mind. The state of my relationship.
The state of your relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. Let's put a crimson pin in that one. Can you tell me about your childhood?
Okay, I mean, it's not much to say. It's pretty normal. Mom, dad, sister, brother. I'm the baby.
Oh, you're the Jack in your family of Incredibles.
No, I was nowhere near that incredible.
Okay, so you're the Stewie Griffin in the family.
Or Jack's fine. We can just stick with Jack.
Sure. Although I'd like to know why you think that you're less than incredible.
I mean, if anyone was, it was my brother.
Uh-oh. Am I sensing a sibling rivalry there?
Nothing I ever wanted to participate in. My parents always just sort of compared me to him. My sister's the only one I ever had a normal relationship with.
Sounds very much like Amethyst.
I don't know if I should respond with a who, how, or what question.
Oh, Amethyst from Steven Universe. Oh, what a spitfire. You know, powerful in her own right, but sometimes feels like an outcast in the Crystal Gems.
You said a lot of words. Many of them confused me, but the word outcast sure sounded right to me.
Gary thus nailed it. And Mitchell, your boyfriend, did he feel the same way? Is that what drew you to him?
Hardly. I mean, yes, he did have parents that didn't accept him, but he never let that stop him from being himself and doing what he wanted to do. You know, I wish I could have stood up to my parents the way he did. That was always something that captivated me about him.
So you admired his strength, how he was able to assess the situation, understand that it wasn't good for him, and say, "That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more."
The lady from Monsters, Inc.
No. That was Popeye.
Sure.
Now, when did you two first fuse?
Hang on a second. You keep throwing around the words fusion and fuse.
What are you saying to us? What is this fusion twaddle you're going on about?
I don't know what you're asking me.
Oh, my apologies. Some context would be nice, Picani. Fusion's like in the Cartoon Network animated series Steven Universe.
Right. So he's obsessed with cartoons.
I know. I am living for it.
So, when did you first fuse with Mitchell?
Yeah, I don't know Steven Universe.
You haven't seen Steven Universe?
Nope.
I love it.
We haven't.
I can speak for myself, thank you. I haven't.
Seriously? Have you been living under a hunk of pegmatite? No, that can't be, because then you might have actually been exposed to a crystal gem. Oh!
I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry. I probably should explain. Here we go. Let's do this. Steven Universe is a show about powerful intergalactic space gems that take on the form of, pastel women. There's a young boy, Steven, who's half gem, half human, and he saves the Earth alongside his super friends.
Oh, super friends. I know them. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
No.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous, Dot. We're the super friends.
Look at you being cute. Goodness, it's just so darn cute.
Don't stop attacking me.
I'm sorry. I just got excited because you're so cute. Sorry, go ahead with your fusions, Doctor.
Oh, no worries. The show has this device called fusion. It's basically two gems fused together to become a new and more powerful gem. I like to talk about Steven Universe with my couples because fusions demonstrate the importance of relationships and working together. It's reiterated time and time again that fusions can make gems stronger, and they highlight the aspects of each individual gem, just like in relationships. Hopefully that clears things up for you.
I guess.
Excellent. So when did corn first come into being?
I'm sorry, is this a therapy session or a botany class?
Oh, with that quick wit, you probably never leave an audience feeling blue. Corbin? Corbin Blue? Okay, so now, when did you two first fuse?
About 1.5 years ago.
Would you say Mitchell's a busy guy? Just because he seems to forget about these appointments a lot.
No, he doesn't forget. He wasn't really on board with his whole therapy thing. I mean, I'm not really either. I'm just doing this so my friend will get off my back.
Excellent. Well, I'll try not to let that hurt my feelings.
No, it's just, I don't really know what I want to get out of these sessions, and I don't want to waste anyone's time.
There's no time wasted in just talking through some things.
Well, Mitchell would beg to differ, but...
Well, Mitchell didn't show up for these past 3 weeks. This is you here, and this is your session.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. Now let's try to act like a rich duck and dive into these problems you got going on.
What?
Serious Picani? Activate!
All right.
So, Dot, you were explaining your feelings?
Oh, right. Well, I guess it sort of feels like we've gotten a little off track.
In this conversation, I get that a lot.
No, in the relationship. And I'm just wondering how we might be able to get this train back on the tracks.
Oh, please, Dot. We've been together for 15 years. I think this train is on the only tracks it's going to follow.
Dory is 15 years old. Oh, the rebellious teenage years, right? Like, probably sneaking out to parties, you know, hanging out with friends, getting their ears pierced. Or, you know, maybe Dory's like me when I was 15. Staying indoors all day, watching television, alone. Where's my pet rock? Because mommy would never let me get a puppy. All that aside, Dot, I think you got good instincts for coming in today.
It's just, he insists everything's okay. But if everything's okay, why am I feeling this way?
Doc, her worrying is leading her to just getting all up in my business, and frankly, it's not helping. I feel suffocated. I know, I'm sorry, Doc, but it's true.
No.
Yes.
It isn't so.
It is.
Larry!
Hey. No worries. For the rest of your days. Seriously though, when did you two first start dating?
About 9 months ago.
So there's still much about Korn you don't know. What are his strengths, his weaknesses?
What are we even talking about?
Young love!
Well, I know Corbin brings a lot to the table. I mean, like, look at him. There's so much he's taught me, and there's so much I've learned in the short time we've been together that all just makes me want to know more. He's amazing.
Well, I mean, same goes for you, of course.
Care to elaborate?
Well, Corbin's just the most practical human being. He keeps me grounded, and he's helped me take on new responsibilities.
Well, that's my nature. I had to be responsible to survive, really. I mean...
How do you mean?
Well, I was an only child, raised by a single mom. She never really coddled me. She probably confided in me more than she should have. So yeah, I had to grow up in a hurry.
And what about Sloan made you decide to let him into your own personal bubble?
Well, he's not as grounded, but his spontaneity is refreshing. He makes me see the world in new and different ways. He opens me up to new experiences. And I didn't decide to let him into my personal bubble. He just sort of marched on in, but you know, I didn't really mind.
Do you, like, have a crush on me?
Oh my god, shut up. This is what I have to deal with, though.
Oh my gosh, you totally have a crush on him! All right, now you mentioned that one of the things that made your friend recommend therapy was your relationship. Let's thoroughly explore that.
Sure, well, I can say that therapy isn't the only thing he skips out on.
Is he absent a lot of the time?
Not when it's just the two of us.
More public settings?
Like events, dinners, family gatherings. I'm sorry, this is all just making him sound really bad. There's a really sweet side to him that I wish he was here to show you.
All right, so let's focus on how he makes you feel most of the time. Does he make you feel heard?
Sometimes.
Okay, less than ideal. It's important for you to feel heard at all times.
I feel horrible explaining it this way.
Now that's a load of barnacles. You're answering these questions as honestly as you can, and that's totally fair. Don't stress. Many fusions take time to strike a balance. I mean, just take a look at Opal.
Yeah, sure. Keep in mind I don't know what you're talking about.
From Steven Universe?
Yeah, I figured.
All right, I'll explain some more. Opal is the fusion between Pearl and Amethyst. Both are incredibly different gems, but when they finally struck a balance, dropped their egos, and worked together toward a common goal, saving Steven, Opal was the brilliant and amazing result. She's awesome. I love her.
So, we could be Opal?
Sure, but it doesn't sound like you're quite there yet, which is not a reason to stress. Developing an ideal fusion takes time, and many mistakes are made. As Steven and his dad always say, if every pork chop were perfect,
We wouldn't have hot dogs.
I'm vegan.
well, if we were to take some liberties with Greg Universe's adage, the next logical step would be, without hot dogs, we wouldn't have vegetarian hot dogs.
Makes sense to me.
Now let's move on and work through this, all right? So Larry, you're feeling like Dot isn't giving you any personal space.
Yeah.
You feel like sometimes she can be a little overbearing.
Right.
Sometimes you just want to scream, Dot, get out of my laboratory! Dot.
We don't have a
Have
laboratory.
a German accent?
You might not be the right generation to get that reference. Don't worry, most kids watching at home won't get it either.
What?
Now this may be a little early to call it, but you two seem like a classic Stefani.
What is that? Is that like some Italian psychological term or something?
No, Corbin! Stefani is the gem fusion that resulted when Steven Universe fused with his best friend, Connie Maheshwaran.
I'm sorry, I still don't...
It's a good thing.
Sloan, you strike me as a little bit like Steven. Impulsive, open-minded, childlike, and maybe a little weak on boundaries.
Maybe.
Corbin, you got that spark of Connie. cautious, thoughtful, and dealing with a bit of an adjustment in your life like she was after moving everywhere due to her dad's job.
I'm gonna disappear without ever making a single friend.
Oh my gosh, okay, yeah, even your names, they start with the same letters. Steven, Sloan, Connie, Corbin. What? Huh? What the heck? That's so cool!
Is there a point or...
A point other than Pearl's nose? Waka waka, he got it. The alliterative names isn't the reason why I'm relating you to Stevani, although that is a cool reason. In the show, Stevani is a great representation of a budding relationship of any kind. New, exciting, unexpected. Each of you provide characteristics that help to balance each other out, but it takes time to find your legs. Learning how to fuse, how to fight, and how to communicate was all part of their journey, and they're still learning how to get it right.
We're not a cartoon, though. I don't see why it's necessary to relate our situation to this. It just seems like it complicates things.
Well, of course, this isn't a clean comparison. However, I found that it's easier for many people to discuss their issues when they're talking about a fictional situation that parallels their own. It takes the pressure off. Sometimes it just helps to put it into perspective. Look, when Stevani first formed, there was a lot of confusion about who they now were.
Why is your sandal too small for your feet? Look at you now.
But the thing they had to realize was they were a single entity, as close as a team could get, and communication was the only way they could make it work.
Are you okay? We can stop if you... No, don't worry.
I was scared too.
You're scared?
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that.
It's okay to express yourself.
Yes, it's what we're here to do.
Well, yeah. I'm a little scared, but I mean, who wouldn't be?
You don't have to be. I'm here to support you.
Yes, be the shield to Corbin's sword.
Relax. Look, I know you are. It's just that in my life filled with constants, you're a huge variable I'm still trying to get used to, but that's not a bad thing at all. Scary can be good. Look.
You may be scared, but I'm scared too. I may not always seem like it, but that's just because being with you makes me want to take that leap of faith. Do you know how hard it was for me, a Catholic school kid, to finally accept who I was? That was a leap of faith as well.
Oh, you were like Ruby and Sapphire.
Wait, I thought we were...
Confused as to why you felt this way about someone society didn't deem appropriate, but embracing it all the same to make a perfect...
No spoilers! I want to watch it with him.
Oh my goodness, of course. Sorry, I wish I had more cartoon references to make in regards to sexuality. Hopefully soon there'll be more to choose from. Dot, why do you feel this distance? And why do you think Larry won't go it?
Larry's always been a great source of support for me. And I don't know if lately it's me or Larry, but I just feel like we're not on the same level.
And I don't know why she's feeling that way.
Well, there could be many factors coming into play here. Dot, have there been other times you felt insecure?
Oh, sure. I mean, I was the only girl in our family. 3 brothers raised by our father. They're the ones who taught me how to be a woman. They raised me to be passive, modest, dependent. If I was ever having guy troubles, they'd be, "Who is he? We'll take care of him, we'll rough him up." Growing up, having everyone tell you what you are, what you're gonna be, no questions asked. It's a great way to fog up the mirror. Makes it really tough to get a good look at yourself.
Sounds very much like you had the same kind of experience as Pearl did.
Pearl?
Our next door neighbor is also a patient of yours?
What? No! Don't be silly. I mean, if she was, patient Dr. Confidentiality would have been broken just now. What do you take me for?
Oh, sure.
We don't know your rules.
Pearl is a gem from Steven Universe.
I'm leaving.
Larry, no. Sit.
I don't know. As much as I'd like to think I could be an opal, I don't think Mitchell could drop his ego. I mean, I'm not perfect by any means.
Elliot, you talked things out with your friend, and now you're here. You're doing as much as you can, so give yourself credit where credit is due. Now, you make a strong point that you can only work on the relationship so much without Mitchell agreeing to make changes too.
It's just... I try so hard to to make things feel like they did when we first started. We were so happy then. I know I was. It feels stupid coming out, but it really felt like love at first sight.
Well, I think it's good to keep in mind that a relationship typically has that initial honeymoon phase where everything is seemingly perfect. Many couples going through issues often romanticize that period of their relationships and try to recreate it. But heed the words of another crystal gem, Garnet.
Love at first sight doesn't exist. Love takes time, and love takes work.
I know I'm willing to put in the work. But if I'm being honest, I'm really trying to. I don't think that Mitchell is. I'm sorry, I need a minute.
It's okay. Grab some tissues. Let's work out some issues.
Oh, what the heck? I'm talking about cartoons.
Allow me to explain. Pearl is a product of her upbringing, very much like yourself. In the show, she plays a much more traditional maternal role towards Steven, the main character, because she's a natural caretaker, but she struggles with her identity. Growing up on Homeworld, the planet she derived from, she was part of a social class that was born and bred to play one role: a caretaker for others.
Dot is not my caretaker.
I definitely see that, Larry. Here's where I draw the parallel. Even though Pearl is now part of a new and liberated group, which is the Crystal Gems, she still has difficulty finding herself. Very much like how Dot struggles to get a handle on her identity, even though she is now part of a partnership where she has more liberty to be herself. Would that be fair to say, Dot?
I think I understand. Who my dad and brothers raised me to be conflicts with who I am with Larry.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. I think it's just sometimes I get insecure about my own worth in this relationship.
Aha! I see now. You two are sardonics.
No, I'm the only sardonic one here.
No. I mean, yes, you are. But I was referring to sardonyx, the gem fusion between Pearl and Garnet.
Now, who's Garnet?
Garnet is another crystal gem who, without going into too many specifics, represents, among other things, balance. And this balance results in her being especially powerful. And when Pearl fuses with Garnet to create sardonyx, Pearl definitely contributes her own individual strengths.
Intelligent, accurate, focused, elegant.
But it's later revealed that Pearl feels more worthy, more whole, when she's part of a fusion, especially with someone so seemingly well put together like Garnet.
Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be Garnet in this cartoon? I hardly represent balance.
It's true. He loses his balance all the time. There's still a huge stain on our carpet from a certain spilled baked beans incident.
Dot? You just spilled the beans on me!
Wow, you two are a couple of gems yourselves. Because we're talking about the crystal gems, and, you know, there's that compliment. A person can be a gem. But I'm gonna need you to stay with me, okay? Focus up. All right, so this feeling of wholeness, coupled with her continued search for identity and placing it solely on sardonyx, led Pearl to having a falling out with Garnet because she used sardonyx, or the relationship, for the sole purpose of satisfying her own self-worth.
Well, we haven't gotten to that point.
I hope not.
It's a very loose metaphor, but Larry, would you say you have a handle on your identity?
Oh, absolutely. Growing up, it was only grandfather and I. He was always terrified that I would grow up to be a gay man. Well, lucky for him, I didn't. Unfortunately for him, I'm bisexual! Eat it, Pop Pop.
Don't get him started.
Life was rough. Okay, when I was 8 years old, my only toys were a paddle ball, missing the ball, and Pop Pop's old oven mitt.
I'd like to get back to that Pearl and Garnet business. What you said really hit a nerve or two. I feel more whole when I'm with you, Larry. Like Garnet does with Pearl. Sometimes you're so independent.
What? Do you think I don't feel the same way you do? That's nonsense, love. You and I, we are two sides of the same Barbra Streisand's deluxe greatest hits album.
Larry. Harry. It's unique expressions like that that converted me into a woman in love.
It's just that we constantly fight now, and he's never there when we need him. A few months ago, even, we had a breakup, and a week later, he came back to me, begging to get back together. For a little while, it seemed fine, but not too long after, he was back to his old ways again.
Okay, now I don't want to assume or label your fusion as anything that it's not. But there is another fusion in Steven Universe that might be worth mentioning.
What's that?
Malachite.
Sounds pretty.
Pretty darn powerful, that's for sure. But also, pretty unstable.
Oh.
She is the result of the fusion between two other gems, Lapis Lazuli and Jasper. Lapis